Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Trauma the game. And by that I mean Virche Evermore. So, we're in Mathis's despair end. Well, we're not at the end. I don't know how long we got till the end, but we're getting his despair ending, obviously. Um, and Jamil is. Oh god. We're being, yeah, he's torturing us. Camille is giving new personalities to Mathis to torture us. This one is self-protection now. Day 2 of trauma dumping, I guess. Yeah, he's dumping trauma into Mathis, so. This man was a despicable coward. The woman Camille dragged here screamed as she was slaughtered. Holding her down and splitting her belly with a huge knife was not the deliverer Camille, but rather. This is way more. I did not expect this level of trauma 2 minutes into the game. Are we even? No, we a minute in, motherfucker. Okay, I was not. Like, a despicable coward and then the dying prostitute, and I was like. And like. Oh, I feel like he got the stabbiness from Camille, though. Oh, I knew. I mean, you knew. It wasn't Camille. I knew it was. We knew it was Mathis, but, like, I did not expect to hit like this right now. Oh, shit. Okay. The operation's complete as you wanted. So does this fit your bidding, Master Camille? Mathis was trying to get on Camille's good side. The memory he possessed was from a merchant in Cheetahs who lived in the shadows of those stronger than him. He willfully deceived and abused others for his own sake and flattered those in power. He stole money from many people to donate to the Institute. I wanted to save the woman, but Camille had me bound with rope, preventing me from moving. All I could do was watch the woman die as Mathis looked on with a servile smile toward Camille. What? No one of importance will care about 1 or 2 prostitutes dying. Or the, like, God knows how many dozens Camille's already slaughtered? I had to follow his command or I would have been in danger. That's right. It's not my fault. There's a vial in the cabinet over there. It's not medicine, but it's a special concoction that can make you feel better. If you feel like vomiting, drink that. Drinking that will help settle your stomach. Once Camille lets me out of these ropes, I'll have the body taken care of. Why aren't you? You saw me do what I did back there because I wanted to save myself. Yes, I saw what you did. I also saw you frowning to the point of tears. You kept your eyes on the woman that you killed to the very end. It's like, even though he's got a fake personality, the real Mathis has been... Okay, he's only been around for a year, but he's been around for a year, and even though it was a patchwork of fake memories, he was basically a puzzle, different pieces of different people's memories, he was still his own little puzzle. It might have looked like, you know, like, what's the kind of art style I'm thinking of that my brain is blanked on? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You were like, okay, everything's droopy and weird and falling apart. Like, you're like, okay, it might not have made any damn sense looking at it, but the puzzle pieces fit and he made a person, okay? He made his own little puzzle. So, like, even though you're adding a new memory on the layer, Mathis is still underneath and burned so deep in. You know what I mean? It's like having, like, the most hideous color painted on a wall, and then you're just, I'm slapping paint over it, but all of us, that hideous color just starts to bleed through. You know what I mean? Except for Mathis isn't a hideous color, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, he's still in there. You're putting this filter, this something on top, but he's still underneath coming through. So, like, even though this person is a coward, the real Mathis, that puzzle, that little patchwork that he was, is still under there feeling that guilt and everything. Even if he's not aware of it. He's still in there. No way. Everyone's always called me a coward and a rat. I never thought I'd fall in love from what you said. You just be careful not to get on his bad side, or else he might kill you. I wouldn't want the woman I love to die after all. I understand. And with that, he fell asleep with a different expression than before. Looks like the results were good again. I have to admit you're handling this well. If I met a selfish guy like him, I'd be sorely tempted to beat his ass. If he irritated you so much, you shouldn't have downloaded his memory. Things would be fine. No matter what anyone said about me, the results wouldn't change. Also, Anko's power is eventually gonna wear off, and Jamil over here is like gonna get zapped by that shit. Mathis is already suffering, so whatever. But I'm just saying, Camille's next in line for the death powers. Strict, gloomy, contemptuous. A variety of personalities and memories were downloaded into his brain. Some ended up harming me for no real reason. Regardless, each night before he went to sleep, he said, "So strange. I just met you, but this is crazy. I'm already madly in love with you." Each time I sent him off with a smile. The experiments continued to lead to successful results, but for some reason Camille seemed irritated with each passing experiment. You'd think you'd be happy because you could bring love back, but I think there's a jealousy forming here. That, like, even though this is his experiment and it should be proving, like, yes, I can implant her with love, it'll work. It's more like, why the fuck do you get love from him? What the hell? Like, I don't think he fully knows how to take the results of his experimentation with Mathis. Oh, Mathis still feels, he fell in love and he still feels it every time I delete his memory and give him a new personality. Whatever, that love is still coming through. So that should be a good thing. But he's jealous that Mathis keeps falling in love again. And I think he doesn't know. I've got these results, but I don't know how to use them. How do I then take that and put it into Rosalie so that with her memories and everything, that love is still there? You got the data set over here. You just don't know how to get to that result. You know what I mean? Because this was accidental. He's like, hey, you fell in love, and that was not how I thought that was going to go. But he doesn't have, like, no matter, even though his experiments, and he's been working on this for a while, he probably doesn't have, say, the mental resources to kind of back filter it and get to the root and go, okay, this is what I need to do, or this is how it's going to work. And, like, take those results and turn them into something viable. Cyan could do it, that's all I'm saying, Camille. Bitch. Cyan's also had, like, 80 motherfucking years to perfect his intelligence, so, like, I mean, I'm sure the irritation is the, how does he do this? Oh, we get to be Camille. Doesn't know how, to turn the results, but also jealous. There's got to be a jealousy factor. Things were moving along as well as they could have. I was happy to know that my reunion with Rosalie would happen sooner than expected. That said, I'm so damn irritated seeing the two of them together. Damn it! I'd been reluctant to take pictures of them, instead throwing the camera down onto the sofa pretty much every day. Many days had passed since I took photographs of them confessing their love each night. They were whispering their love to each other every day while I was still longing for Rosalie. He's jealous. Yeah, I mean, why? Was that why I was irritated? No. That was close, but not quite it. It's that girl. Why isn't she turning her back on Mathis after all he's done? I didn't know why. I didn't even want to think about it. Are you afraid that Rosalie's going to turn her back? Is that, it's like the jealousy and the, there's a lot going on, but I'm wondering if it's the fear. Like, you feel like I'm going to bring Rosalie back, and then she's going to find out everything you did, and that's going to change her feelings for you. But my feelings for Mathis have never changed, and that's irritating you because you know the chance of Rosalie forgiving you is pretty fucking slim. Unless you take all those memories and then you run off and you're like, let's just go somewhere else and pretend we're someone else. Dawn broke, hours passed, and night came again. Nothing was unusual about the time, but I wasn't sure how many days had passed by now. The thing is, I feel like Camille's gonna hit a wall and, well, like, you know what I mean, snap, because he's so angry and the fear that Rosalie is not gonna forgive him, and then he's seeing me forgiving Mathis, and there's the envy and all that. Like, he's gonna snap and stab us. Or Mathis. Congratulations, and this is the last of my experiments. As usual, Camille came into his laboratory to download a new memory into Mathis. That makes me feel like we're hitting the end here. I somehow got up as Mathis continued to sleep. I hardly slept all night because he kept kicking me in the back. Many love stories I had played out with Mathis were taking their toll. My body ached and I was tired beyond belief, which was probably why Camille could tell that I was at my limit. Still, wait, what do you mean by last? I thought you needed to continue downloading memories into Mathis to keep him alive. Hey, and don't tell me you forgot. Mathis is just a guinea pig to me. Once I've gotten my results, he's of no use to me. I was able to confirm the possibility of using artificial memories to grow the emotion of love, thanks to you lovebirds. So there's no need to experiment anymore. But that's not right! He did say he'd continue to download memories, but he didn't say he would do it forever. Why hadn't I thought of this possibility? I was probably turning my eyes away from the horrible thought all this time. Or perhaps I had hoped deep down that he would keep his word. What a fool I was. Still, if I didn't do something, Mathis would really disappear. Couldn't let that happen. Ever. Please don't let Mathis die. I don't care what he might become as long as he's by my side. So useless. The only thing I could do was bow my head with the desperate hope he would listen. I somehow held back tears from how pathetic I was. Hale's eyes narrowed a bit as if something I said caught his attention. What he might become, eh? Very good. That's a good statement to hear, considering the last experiment. Hale gave an eerie smile and turned on the switch to the device connected to Mathis. I hadn't heard him scream like this before. You putting him back to Mathis so then he remembers everything he did? Mathis! I rushed toward him and tried to remove his shackles, to no avail. And don't you worry, it'll all be over soon enough. Continued. The memory I'm downloading into him is a lot larger and more complex than before, so the load on Mathis's brain is rather extreme. Why don't you hold his hand and pray? He might wake up before he dies. Bill glanced at me for a moment. He then let out a heavy sigh. Then moved away from Mathis and looked at me more fully. His expression of ridicule and casual manner of speech disappeared as he looked at me seriously. Now then, it's time we undergo the last experiment. Faithful and loving death. Let me tell you who I downloaded. It's someone who found pleasure in hurting women, who killed many under the guise of accidents simply to pass the time. Even from my perspective, he isn't worth labeling a mere killer, but the worst scum one can find. Memory in him is the opposite of what one would call love. You can somehow make him love you. Mathis will have accomplished the greatest results as a test subject. He'd become a homunculus with an artificial memory that knows love. He would be finally ready for me to bring my beloved Rosalie back to life. He was completely mad. Once again I was reminded of this. He spoke of inhumane things as though they were nothing. He was more mad than a murderer. I feel like they make you do this route too. Well, they don't make you, but you know what I mean? They recommend this one first so that when you get to Cyan and then he's doing weird experiments, it's like, it's nothing compared to Camille's shit. So, like, whatever kind of weird justifications and experiments you're doing and, like, whatever lax morals you might have about it is nothing compared to this, I would guess. I say that and then, good God, okay. The device stopped and Mathis gave a small groan. Our love interests aren't the trash. It's the people around them, apparently. This is the last night you two can spend as lovers, so I will see myself out. Do your best not to die. If you somehow make it out alive, I'll send you another homunculus of Mathis as thanks for making my experiments a success. Bill removed the tubes connected to Mathis, then left the lab. I don't like I don't like what's happening. I don't like where this is going. Him gone, I quickly crouched next to Mathis and touched him gently. Downloaded the memories of a killer, which meant the personality that was inside him would be the worst so far. It also meant that I could only imagine what would happen when Mathis woke up. Would he still be the Mathis I knew? Here's the thing, right? He leaves you down here with Mathis, the killer. I'd be like, before you kill me! There's also a woman in that tank I think you should kill. I'm just saying. That's why she's better than me. Because I would have I'm sure there was something heavy in here, like a I'm sorry. Yeah, hi, on the wall back there. I see a big-ass hammer. I'd be taking that, and unless that fucking isn't glass, unless that's some kind of weird, like, shatterproof material that bitch is in, I'd be breaking that shit. And I'd be like, you're gonna have to start again, bitch! Listen, he might start again, but at least I'll be dead at that point, so, like, whatever. If he gonna take me out and make me suffer, I'm gonna make him suffer a little more. I was feeling really bad for him in the beginning, and now I'm like, let's ruin his life. I still love Jean, okay? I still love Jean, and we're gonna do whatever we can to separate him from Camille. And I do feel for Camille. Like, I mean, I understand why he went crazy. Like, his story is sad, but now he's crossed a line, and I'm gonna take his bitch out, because that's just, we can't kill him, so we might as well re-kill Rosalie, I guess. She's not real, it's fine. She got no memories in there. Anyway. It also meant that I could only imagine what would happen when Mathis woke up. Would he still be the Mathis I knew? I had heard him scream many times, but I couldn't get the most recent one out of my mind. Perhaps this time he finally lost any memory he had of me. Just as that thought came to mind... Oh, that's going to be tragic. Min. 2, over there. His sleepy eyes caught sight of me. I'd have hid behind that tube. But Mathis's expression remained vague. He was staring at me in a daze. Mathis? I spoke his name, wondering if his mind was elsewhere. Nope. Nope. The next moment, I was slammed onto the floor. It took some time for me to realize that he had punched me. A woman. A girl. I was gonna say, I do not want a CG of this violent. Like, don't have it. No. Listen, sometimes I will take a CG of, your boy toy pinning you down, even if he's being a little douchey about it. But this is, no, please don't. His voice was filled with an excited madness. I tried my best to escape, but it was too late. Yeah, oh, he just stabbed us. I was like, I don't think he's gonna say he loves us after this, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna die, and... Pain surged through my right leg. Oh, he's gonna make it hurt. He had picked up a nearby knife and drove it into my leg, cutting a tendon. By the time my brain recognized the pain as reality, I was already unable to move my leg. Feels so good. There's nothing like hearing such a pure human girl scream in agony like that. Still, this isn't enough. My agonized cry rang louder as he stepped on my injured leg. He then played with the knife in his hand before stabbing me multiple times all over. Red blood spurted out of my skin. I figured he was going to die, but okay. I feel my consciousness slowly starting to fade. Sick to my ears. Don't need to make such a fuss since your wounds will go away once you're a reliver. I screamed and struggled. dragging myself across the floor with shaking arms. I tried to get myself to the door, but seeing me pathetically crawl away. Leaving already, are you? Just try it. I love chasing after wounded prey and killing them later. I somehow dragged myself toward the exit, my bloody leg leaving a trail behind me. The ruthless man knew he was in control. I turned around to see him walking toward me slowly with a malevolent smile. I didn't see Mathis in his eyes. I continued my best to escape him as he gripped the knife in his hand. I needed to get away. I needed to run. I couldn't run. Oh, no, I didn't want this CG. Okay, well, you know what? I said I didn't want this CG, but why did you make him so ridiculously gorgeous in it? Jeez. Like, why is he so hauntingly pretty? Like, I mean, my God. They were like, we're going to give you the worst fucking CG ever, but we're going to make it so pretty that you're going to be like, I didn't want... Actually, it's really pretty. What the fuck? Like, way to fuck with my mind. Face, my arms, my legs, my shoulders. Wounds all over my body released streams of blood that soaked me through. My vision was starting to blur. Got you. Best expression ever. Now let me hear that scream. Spend the last of your life entertaining me with your agony. Pathetic. And this is all your fault. You damned woman. You normal relivers bring this upon yourselves. Mother was a prostitute and a reliver. The likes of you who killed her, burning her alive to cleanse her. Heaven gave me the opportunity to take revenge on the likes of you. Is this Boro's personality? Because, like, I didn't think Lucas had a backup, but I'm just saying there's a parallel here. He grabbed my neck and slowly dug his thumbs into my veins. At this rate, he would strangle me to death before finishing me off with his knife. It's kind of funny, though, if you think about it. Take a step back from what's happening. These are downloaded memories. These are memories of people who signed up to become relivers. You normal relivers bring this upon yourselves. You normal relivers? Is it like you non-prostitute relivers? Because it's like he hates, I mean, obviously it's weird because he hates women, but relivers as well, but your mother was murdered, but by relivers, but you'd think you wouldn't have downloaded your memories. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He thinks we're a reliver. So he's pissed off at relivers who shunned his mother, who was a reliver and a prostitute. So it's more like normal people versus prostitutes, but like you decided to back yourself up to become a reliver, but you kind of hate. You're basically going to become the thing you hate. A normal reliver, because you are not a prostitute. So, like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. I mean, the man's strangling me right now, so yeah, okay, of course he's insane, but I'm just saying. At this rate, he would strangle me to death before finishing me off with his knife. Pressure on my veins throbbed with pain, as did my brain. My consciousness plummeted into the depths of darkness. The man shouting slowly moved away from me. I can't die now. I don't want to die. I tried to resist death. I haven't heard from Mathis. I haven't heard his words of love yet. He made me a promise. I trusted that he'd say he loved me no matter what happened. I forced open my eyes using the strength of my emotions. I probably thought I was going to give up and die. Our eyes met by coincidence. Teardrop rolled down my cheek from above. Now he's like sad and beautiful. The warm teardrop ran down my cheek and blended with the blood below. I'm pretty sure we're gonna die from our wounds, but like, Mathis is under there. And he knows what he's doing, just like he did with the prostitute that he murdered, you know? Oh. There. Are you there? I can't remember your name or your face. You're to my dreams but once. Surely you must be my beloved. I wish to see you. Where are you? I can hear you, but everything is covered in dark, hideous emotions. Can't see a thing. Wait, that was from the book Mathis gave me. A poem of love from a faraway land. In fact, he was mumbling the poem and... Mathis! I called his name with all my might as he continued to cry. And choke me. You may not see me, but can you feel me? I'm holding your hand. It's your turn. It's your turn to do your best like we promised. He heard my strained voice. The man above me nodded as the person I loved. He didn't need to regain his sanity, because each and every time Mathis awoke, love you, so please die. I don't want to live in a world where I can't see you. Just as we promised. He would do what he could to express his love through his given personality. Yes, I'll gladly die for you. The part that really almost got me, where I had to I seriously paused for a hot second, was I love you through this, and it's like, God damn it. Son of a bitch. It is so painful. You know we were gonna die. There's no way we're gonna live through this. Say, Mathis, have you noticed? Each time you were born, I could recognize a part of you that never disappeared. I always sensed a little of that kindness of yours I fell in love with. I felt so much pain in our time together, but not once had I fallen into despair. You kept loving me over and over again. Rather than the sharpness of the blade he pointed at me, my eyes wouldn't move from the tear-stained face of my beloved. And he'd just killed me. Oh, fuck. The blade I thought would hit me raised my face and landed right onto the hard floor. Oh, I thought he was going to stab himself. Mathis? I called his name. The knife slipped from Mathis's hand in silence. Sorry, I can't. I don't want to kill someone so dear to me. Mathis, is that really you? Yeah, I remember everything now. Stop it! Is it? Oh. We're both gonna die, aren't we? All this time, you suffer. Sorry. Won't be led astray anymore. I'll always be by your side. Yes, let's. I did my best to give Mathis a firm hug for being able to regain a sense of self through his own willpower. See, he was always under there, and this time he broke through. Don't worry, fully. Don't worry. You kept your promise the whole time, Mathis. Knew it. No matter where your memories come from, as long as our souls are bounded, we can create as many miracles as we want. Our souls are bonded. Okay. I added a U in there. You did so well to endure everything. Thank you. Natural to do my best for my precious someone. After all, am I not the lover you've always wanted? The words came out in a gentle, chilling whisper. Mathis? Did you say the lover I've always wanted? A cold shiver ran down my spine. Oh, God, it wasn't... Oh, my God, did he put himself into Mathis? That's what I was kind of wondering. I quickly let go of him instinctively. That we're more than just two normal people in a relationship. His eyes were dark and muddled. Or perhaps you're just nervous since it's been a long time since we last met. Something was wrong. Not talking to me at all. Before I could put up a fight, he quickly embraced me in his arms. How am I going to put up a fight? I'm bruised, broken, and bleeding. No. Ever since that day, I've dreamed of the day I could see you again. Wait just a moment. for coming back to life so that I can love you again. Do you really know who I am? Than anyone. Stop saying you love me and look! He wasn't listening to me at all. Dear beloved Rosalie. Well, shit. His mother was a prostitute? Like, Camille, I put himself in there, but his mother was he's like, my mother was a prostitute and relivers killed her. But, like, I don't think his mother was a prostitute. Anyway, found myself confronted by the bleak reality. Oh, there's no trace of miracles, thoughts, or emotions. Are you trying to tell me that when he confessed his love, it wasn't really him trying to break through even a little bit? You know what? That bamboozle is the meanest thing ever, game. I hate you for that. Like, for a moment, you're like, look, it was a brief moment. We're gonna die, but like, hey, we had this moment, and no, it wasn't even real. Oh, that's so mean. Shit. Well, fuck. That's how you break someone in this. Oh my god, I think I could have handled him dying, me dying, trap, but that is low, game. That is a low blow. Oh. Oh. Rude. Jesus. Every humane concept meant nothing in the face of memories that could be controlled with the flick of a switch. Congratulations. You are his Rosalie from now on. Even if you two are parted by death. I wish you of life and love in this dark, eternal garden. A few months passed. Oh. As usual, I was spending my day in this cruel, mad world. Hey! Looks like you're finally an artificial member of the Claude family. You're finally an official member, sorry. Neil came into our room with a simple congratulation. His untruthful words didn't have the power to move my soul. Today was the day I married him. I'd been spending my days with him in the underground laboratory, satisfying his pangs for love. Coming up to the surface like this once a month was like a gift. Emil made up the story that Mathis and I were rescued from Boro and decided to live together. He reported to Mother and everyone else that all was well and waited for things to settle down. It was then he announced I was marrying him. This news was spread to everyone who knew me, so no one would suspect something was wrong. Adolphe and the others were aware of my relationship with him, so despite being surprised, they accepted the news. Mother was disturbed, thinking that I was too young to marry, but in the end she honored my choice and allowed me to marry. I'm too young to marry. I'm 18 and I'm gonna die in a few years, so like, I'm pretty fucking sure if you were living a normal 80, 90-year lifespan, like maybe 18, are you sure? I'm gonna die in a few years. I'm pretty sure if someone was 16, they'd be like, yeah, no, you don't have a lot of time, girl. Tick-tock, you know? What the fuck? I feel like Mother is more like, something sus. But there was one person who knew the truth and came to see me in secret to try to save me, but I apologized to him and turned my back on the hand of salvation he offered me. Are those the salvation endings? Is taking Anko's hand? Instead of a weak woman like me, so willing to kill her own sanity for the sake of maintaining someone else's, there had to be another more suited to enter into a contract with the Watchman of Death. Oh, he looks so demented in this little wedding CG. Like, what should be a beautiful, I mean, obviously the feelings behind it, you're like, it's haunting. Like, it's a wedding CG, you'd think it'd be beautiful, but like, the lighting is beautiful, don't get me wrong. But like, his eyes just look, it's so funny because he just looks a little demented in the face. But, I mean, I feel like they did that on purpose. But also just the way it's lit. where like one eye is normal and then the other one is just glowing where you can barely see the pupil, and it's like just that juxtaposition of the fact that his eyes are like that. Like one is just like a ghost. It's so fucking weird. Like I it's crazy. Like I don't know, there's something symbolic about that, but fuck. Most of all, I couldn't simply turn my back on him. Rosalie, a little closer. Yes, Camille. He kissed me gently the moment his warm fingers touched my chin. He thinks he's... That's kind of fucked up that Camille's watching his other oh, Jesus. I'm not moaning, okay? Our tongues caressed each other's as the kiss weakened my power to think straight. His hand gently found his way under my dress and up my back. Rosalie, why are you so quiet? You're usually much more aggressive. It's just that it feels a bit ticklish. Sorry. And this is like so fucked up because like we love Mathis, right? And now Mathis isn't there anymore, but you know he's in there somewhere. You every single personality that was ever put into him, he broke through. So even though this one was like 10 times more going into him, like Camille put his full ass personality in here, you still have to think she's got this hope that deep, deep down, Mathis is in there and he will break through. Even though right now he's not there. And he says it's his voice, his face that's saying he loves me. And a part of you is like, I know the real Mathis loves me. I know this isn't him. But you're hearing those words coming out of his face and his mouth, even though it's not him in there, but you know he's under there somewhere. It's got to be the most traumatic, confusing, heartbreaking thing because you're like, I'm basically cheating on the man I love with this personality in his body, but I know he's in there somewhere and I'm hoping he'll be able to break free and I can't leave him because you just have faith he's in there somewhere, but it's still depressing and sad because the person you love isn't there right now. You know? Oh. I thought the despair was going to be he died. I should have known better. Because honestly, when they die, it's like, I can handle that. I can handle if I die. I can't handle when things like this. You're like, no. Took everything I had to comply with his sexual advances. The lustful look in his eyes was not directed toward me. It contained the love he had for a woman with hair similar to mine. He called me Rosalie and embraced me with love. I called him Camille and responded to him with love. I'd gotten tirelessly used to this charade. The Mathis I loved is long gone. I knew that, but the reason I couldn't move away from him was he believed himself to be Camille because of the memories downloaded into his brain. He was urged to seek out his very own Rosalie. If I suddenly disappeared, or if I said or did anything that was contrary to what Rosalie would do, he'd no doubt be broken. Love you, Rosalie. Yes, I love you too, Camille. Which was why I decided to love him blindly as his very own Rosalie, forever and ever. Because it's not you're worried about breaking Camille, you're worried about breaking Mathis. A single man's soul was killed. A single woman's name was stolen. Their love was so horribly warped, it was too repulsive to be called love. See now, this was befitting of this cursed country. This was a story of love and hate. I'm assuming that should have been Anko reading that, but like Anko is our narrator, but whatevs. Well, fuck. And this is the end credits. I'm going to turn the sound off just in case there is music because it will probably be copyrighted. So, oh, they each get their own. Okay, well. Oh, oh, that's just crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just like listening to the song. Wow. Okay. To be fair, I was, this is only the first route, but for this, I think I'm less traumatized than I was expecting to be. But I think it's honestly okay. If this had come out years ago in like the very beginning of playing Otome games, I don't think I'd have been able to handle this. But we have played some games where we've had kind of traumatic endings. We've also played games that aren't happy, fluffy, where they're normal endings or the good end. You're like, this is not. They're not quite this bad, but I think we've gotten used to playing games where there's trauma. I think it's gonna kind of suck because this is the bad ending. This is so I'm curious though we have two save files. So I'm assuming one's for the salvation end. Yeah, so this was a story of love and hate. Okay, and that's what oh, and now look at the title screen. Fuck you, game. Now we have to load the game and see this every time. You suck. You're rude. You're a rude bitch. I'm curious because there's also common route bad endings. So we'll do the common route bad endings, I guess, on their own. Or should we just do them? I mean, we've got like 20 minutes. I feel like we might be able to hit them. I don't know. Or this is just a longer part. I normally, obviously, we wouldn't, but I don't know if it's making its own part. There is actually a second despair ending. So we're going to do that with this one. Because so save file 1 is a separate bad ending. I don't know if everybody else you looked cute is a separate bad ending? Oh. I don't like that. I figured that was going to be so I'm cheating. The other so save file 2 is the salvation ending, which is weird because okay. It's the same choice we made. We said I don't have a reason to cry. So save file 2, which we made earlier. Okay. This is save file 1. We're going to do this. So every choice for the despair ending is exactly the same as the salvation ending. That's fucking weird. But obviously you have to do you can't do the salvation endings until you basically finish the game. But I think it's interesting that it's not like a choice is different. But anyway, you looked cute. You actually look good in that outfit. In fact, you were very cute, Mathis. Sorry, I meant to hit the Y so it would start skipping when we were ready, but no. Shit, wait. Whoa. Options. Why is skipping? Skip mode is red. Why? Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, well, good thing we'll go back up. Hold on. Why was that on everything? Y is rewind. Yes, okay. I'm sorry. I hit that because I wanted it to start. I didn't know it was going to. I thought I set it to red, but I guess not. I guess I didn't check that option. You actually look good in that outfit. In fact, you were very cute, Mathis. Cute? I'm not really happy to hear that. It would have been better if you just laughed. He looked rather perplexed by my comment, but it didn't take long for him to move on to the next subject. By the way, the fact that you have that bottle with you must mean you were acting as bait to lure out the deliverer, right? Okay, so now this is actually all the same stuff. And now we're having this conversation, so we'll see where it goes and where it differs. I want to see Common Route Bad End 2. Oh no, there's one. I skipped. I was like, why does it say 2 and not 1? You know what? Maybe we'll do the Common Route Bad Endings as their own like quick little part. I guess we'll see how long this takes to skip through. But yeah, holy shit. Okay, well, honestly, I don't hate his despair. I mean, in for the purposes of an ending, you're like, no, I hate that. I want to be happy, but I think it was beautifully tragic. Like, fuck, they did a number on you. Like, that, I'm mad about it, but I'm mad because I was so bamboozled by them But him coming out and you're like, oh, see, he does love us. He's under there. And they're like, no, and not actually, though. Oh, I fell for it. Oh, no. Someone who's played this before when I was at that point, like, see, he's under there. We're like, oh, girl, just wait. Just wait. Just wait. She gonna lose it. Like, you felt for me. You felt sorry for me in that moment. Because you fell for it, too, when you played, didn't you? Oh, Jesus. And those of us who are playing along with me, you know, and haven't played the game yourself, fell for it too. We all fell for that bamboozle. And like, I hate the game for that, but I kind of love them for it because, look, that was good. That was good. I mean, there's always things that you don't see coming in games, but like, I feel like that was the bamboozle to end all bamboozles. So this is, this was when he's telling us to leave, right? Okay, he's saying the love I felt for you was someone else. Okay, so this is it, and he's basically like, okay, please don't say such a horrible thing. Mathis, you've never seen me as someone else before. If we're to escape, then we need to escape together. You. That from you is enough for me. But letting Camille run free will only lead to additional victims. No, depending on his moods, he might harm you too. He continued, saying that he needed to make sure that didn't happen. Couldn't refuse the strength in his eyes as he spoke. I understand. Try to escape and let someone know what's going on. But it's only so we can stop Camille. I haven't given up on you, Mathis. Suddenly, the door to the Wow, I was trying to read opened and laboratory. Suddenly, the door to the laboratory opened. Here comes Camille. Sorry for the wait. I know my cooking isn't as good as hers, but you're just gonna have to live with it. His smile was surprisingly happy as he came in with a tray of snacks. This also explains, now it's all of a sudden like, yeah, that explains why he can't cook even though he's a butler. That should have been a red flag from the beginning. A butler who can't cook. Neil slowly walked toward Mathis, who wasn't able to move. Here you go. Your hands are open, so you should be able to eat without a problem. Just as he was about to hand the tray over to Mathis, Mathis bit Camille's arm with all his might. Ugh. Blood dripped from his arm. Despite Camille's struggles to get loose, Mathis refused to let go. Go now! I could almost hear his voice from the sharp eyes that looked at me. I'll be back! I feel like we should do the common route that ending's like on their own. Because I don't think we're going to get to him. I ran past Camille and slammed the door open. I was surprised that he didn't lock the door from the inside. It felt rather odd, but now that I made my move, my only choice was to escape. Although to be fair, I don't know how long they're going to be. I quickly ran up the dark stairs and finally returned to the familiar mansion. I didn't sense Camille coming after me. Mathis must somehow still be keeping him at bay. I need to get out of here. I quickly ran through the familiar corridors. I finally ended up in front of the heavy door and the entrance is locked, just as I thought. Are we in the oldie times where there was only a key and there wasn't like a deadbolt? You could just... I tried the windows, but to no avail. What the? There weren't any locks like these on the windows before. Wait. Did he expect me and Mathis to somehow find out who he really was? So the reason I was able to make my escape from the laboratory so easily was... If the windows don't open, why don't you try and break them? Then again, you'd probably cut up those pretty little hands of yours. Camille slowly walked toward me from behind. You should have taken a knife so you could stab him. Where's Mathis? I somehow got him off my arm and managed to feed him, and he fell fast asleep before long. He really is the same kid as always. Probably drugged him with the food he brought. Luckily, I didn't eat the food myself, but it didn't change the fact that I couldn't escape. The only thing I could do now is yell loudly enough so that someone could hear me from outside. Yeah, I doubt that. But as I took in a deep breath, Camille strode toward me and grabbed my wrist. He slammed me against the wall. Now then, Mathis is all alone underground, so why don't we get you down there? He looked at me with an expression of joy, unlike what I had seen before. It was as if he thought there was no way a frail couple like us could escape from the mansion. Well, we kinda didn't in the other despair ending, so he ain't wrong. Or rather, it looked like he was actually enjoying seeing us try to fight back. Let me go! I won't follow orders of someone who says such horrible things to Mathis. My struggle accidentally landed my elbow into his cheek. Oh, I thought he slapped us. We slapped him. His cheek slowly began to redden and swell. I felt a chill at the thought that he was going to snap. Wow, nice one. You're much stronger than you look. I was totally confused hearing his strange praise and seeing his happy face. He then stared at me for a few seconds. I changed my mind. I'm sure you'd fit in really well. Bill crossed his arms and nodded as if he came to some decision. What are you talking about? Well, you know, as you've seen, the lab has a gloomy, dreary sort of atmosphere. The place lacks a certain cozy touch. Rosalie must be lonely all by herself without even a stuffed doll to keep her company. Oh no. Oh, he gonna taxidermy us. Something was wrong. What he's saying seems so ordinary that it wouldn't be unusual in another conversation. So I was thinking, maybe Rosalie would be happy if she had a younger sister who looks just like her. With that, Camille took some flowers out of the vase that decorated the hallway. I took a shaky step back. Camille came closer to me with the same smile on his face. I'm sure Mathis will be a lot more cooperative if he's in the same situation as me, don't you think? That was the last I would hear his voice. A single blow knocked me out cold. As I held on to the regret of being unable to fulfill my promise, my consciousness slipped away from me. That's why this is titled, this bad ending is Deliverers, plural. Oh, now we're Mathis. I could hear bubbles rising. He was in this dimly lit laboratory of horrors. On waking up, I immediately noticed a change inside the room. There was a giant tank filled with water that used to hold the body of a dead woman. I knew there was only one such tank. Now I saw two. Inside the new tank, I saw something swaying to and fro. Beautiful golden hair waved in the water. Or wasn't that of Camille's lost love? It belonged to the person I wanted alive, the person I asked to leave me behind. The hair of a very precious person. Why? One step at a time, I hobbled toward the glass tank. See, I called out to her in a hoarse voice, but her eyelids didn't move. Why? Why? Where did I go wrong? Was it when I told her to run? No, it was when I called you cute. Was it when I dragged her into my vengeance? Or was it as I met her at all? Hey, for the first time, someone caused me despair and death and bad things. Gave me misfortune instead of me doing it to them. So, I'm just saying. It was the roar of a wild beast. I can't roar, so... My strength all but escaped me, and I slowly fell to my knees as I groveled to the tank. Tears rolled down my cheeks as I wished to awaken from my nightmare. Suddenly, someone gently placed his hand on my shoulder. How does it feel, Mathis? I hope you know how I feel now. If you want to bring her back to life, you're gonna need to be compliant and work with your dear older brother. Understand? Gentle voice. Same as in the memories I had of my brother. Everything would be fine if I listened to him. One or something in my mind whispered those words into my ear. For long. Nodded at the kind and commanding voice. Amongst the prostitutes was a whispered rumor. If one went out to the shores on a moonless night with a bottle filled with water and flowers that they raised up to the starry sky, 2 beautiful men would appear on a boat to deliver the person out of the country. I mean, they ain't wrong. At one point, the deliverers were thought to be Boro, but that had not been proven. And now a few women believed the rumor and arrived at the quiet night shores in search of salvation elsewhere. Hi, good evening, ladies. Do you seek safe passage to freedom? You'd give me the flower of life that resides within you. I, the deliverer, shall take you anywhere you wish. Did the deliverer have, so someone tell me, because I'll forget when we turn the voice acting on to check, but, like, I'm assuming it was Camille's voice, which you might recognize, but depending on, I don't know who Jean's VA is, but, you know, like, some of them are really good at making 2 drastically different voices, but if you know the VA, you know. You're like, wait a minute, I know that, you know? Did you know when you heard the deliverer, were you like, that sounds like Jean, wait a minute? Or was it like, huh, that's a different voice we haven't heard before? Because I'm assuming the way they explained it in the game that Jean had one affectation, right? One voice, and then Camille was kind of different. So, like, if the deliverer spoke like Camille, you might not recognize it. Again, unless you know the VA and you're like, nah, I got every fucking voice they do down pat, okay? You know? So, like, so I'm curious. Do Jean and Camille sound alike, or are they different enough? And then did the deliverer sound like Camille, or did it sound like Jean where you were like, whoa, where you could suss it out? I think sometimes that's the fun of not having the voice acting on, because if you heard this voice and it sounded like Jean, you'd be like, wait, and it would have ruined it. Like, I didn't see it coming. You know? I kind of like it. But anyway, I'm curious. Let me know. Anyway, I, the deliverer, shall take you anywhere you want to go. The beautiful deliverer was awaiting to make your dreams come true. Dabbing prostitutes. Oh, guys. I'm guessing special is our, gallery. We will do I'm thinking we'll probably do the other bad endings on their own parts. I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's only I highly doubt they're going to take that long. It's going to be a short part. So I'm going to say the next part's going to be a short part because it'll be the common route bad endings. There's 2 of them, so we'll do those ones, and then we're missing some obviously from the salvation route. Yeah. So I want to see something. Hide this. And, toggle extras is A, but I want to say, oh, thank God, this is one of those games, guys. I love it. This is what I love to see. If I hit the A button to toggle a second screen, I don't want it to act like the back button. Don't do that. That's bad code work. Don't do it. I hate it. I want A to, like right now, there's not another version of the CG. It does nothing. That's what I want. So we don't go back and forth. Out of CGs and in CGs and added. I don't like that. I like to stay in the flow. The screen, you know what I mean? I like this. So, but yeah, so we'll do the bad endings, the common route bad endings in the next part. It'll probably be shorter. We'll see. You know what I mean? But this way Mathis gets his own. Don't mind the short part. And then we have to start a new route because we don't get to do a good ending. Not here. Aww. Back when everything was innocent and sweet. Oh, guys. I feel like his face looks wrong on this one, because otherwise this could have been a really beautiful CG. Like, we're holding hands and she looks super pretty. But, like, Mathis looks like he's a little high, hungover, drugged, and, like, there's just something wrong in his face. Like, you're like, that kind of takes you away from the CG. I feel like this is a bad one of him. But, like, overall, it's a good CG, but, like, his face kind of ruins it. You know? Us drying his hair. And then we find his off switch. The port that we plug him into. I told you it look. She said a mark. I told you it looked like a button. And then we go back and forth. Oh my god. No, but yeah. It was a good tragic ending, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that last one, the Deliverers one, I feel like that's a standard bad ending. You're like, ooh, okay. You know, standard bad end. It kind of sucks, but like, I don't think it hits you the same way. I love this CG so much. I love it so much. Is it wrong that I want this to be our end CG? I love it so much. He's so beautiful. Saying he looked cute is what killed me. Literally, it literally killed me. Oh god. But but yeah, no. So the Deliverers one that we just, I think it's a standard bad end, so I'm not too like upset about it. You're like, okay, that one doesn't hit the same way. It sucks, but bad ends we usually end up like a bad end is a bad end, and you're like, I died and something horrible. Okay. But the whole, like, we're married to him and, like, but he's really Camille and we're pretending to be. That is so tragic because it's what you really wanted. You know what I mean? You wanted to be with Mathis, but, like, he's not really there, but you're kind of hoping somewhere maybe he is, even though she's kind of, actually, her saying, he's not in there anymore. And it's like, oh, that's even worse than having hope. Like, she has no hope left. Oh, it hurts, the whole thing. But he does look like, look at how beautiful he looks in this. And like that, oh. And then you think this moment, you're like, look, he's in there somewhere and he was never in there. Oh, God. The bamboozle. Oh, it's brilliant. And like this, the beautiful thing about this is how, like, the lighting's done, like the light and the shadow. You know what I mean? The intense light and shadow, and this also the light in his eyes. Like, that one whole side of his face is like glowing, but it's almost like ghostly and haunted. And like, there's like nothing in his eye because the light, the way it's shining in, the way they did it, like, fuck, so good. And then we're back to original Mathis. I feel like, you know what I mean? Oh god, I really do. My favorite is obviously the one where he's dressed like a woman. That's goddamn the best. The standard initial first one. You'd think this should be it, but at the same time, it's so like, there's something kind of like, whoops, I meant to hide this. There's something kind of haunting about this, just because this is like that moment where you're like, look, he's in there, and then they broke your heart. So it's tragic and sad, and I really do want to leave you on the Mathis as a woman. But then in my mind, I'm like, is that wrong? You know what? Do we go here, look at this sad, depressing, horrible CG, which is just heartbreaking because you think for a hot moment he's in there and it's him, but it's really not. So it's way worse than like this version of it. You know what I mean? But I think we should laugh. So I think it's my favorite one. Listen, we gotta have some levity, okay? And the levity is how, like, seriously, I think this is my other favorite bamboozle moment in this route. Is the point where I'm like, who the hell's this bitch? And then it's like, Mathis, and you're like, wait, what? Fuck. Guys. I probably will never let myself live this down in my mind that Mathis looks as goddamn beautiful with a little bit of eyeshadow, his hair up in a pretty bun, and some lip gloss. Like, what the fuck? I can't. So it's great. So, for the bamboozles this route gave me, here you go. This is it. Perfect CG. But I enjoyed it. I did. We had a great time. It was traumatic in multiple different ways, and it was, I want to say, as traumatic as I expected, but also more traumatic than I expected. I feel like it was as traumatic as I expected. I knew it was gonna hurt, and it did absolutely hurt. It did not fail us there, but I feel like it was almost worse than I expected just because I'm expecting it to be. I'm expecting the pain that we got at the end. I'm expecting that. Like, I know what we're in for, okay? There's going to be times where I'm probably going to lose it because I wasn't expecting that. But that moment where, again, that bamboozle where you think, oh, he's really in there. Oh my God, okay, I know it's going to end badly, but like, we have this moment at least, and that moment was total bullshit. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the fact that the game was so rude. And if this is I can't imagine how many other moments like that are going to happen in the game where you're like, I'm going to expect him next time, and I'm absolutely not going to, and it's going to do this to me again, and it's going to wear me down to some point where I'm like, it's just, I know it's a rainbow, but it's probably going to burst into flames. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. But yeah. Good Trudge again. They did a goddamn amazing job. We're only on the first route, but they've done an amazing job with making this, like, just all sorts of fucked up shit. Damn. Anyway, next time will probably be a short part. Like I said, we'll do the common route bad endings. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a break because we're going to go back into our normal swing of one route here, one route there. So I'll take a couple days off, maybe a week. You won't know the difference, but then after that we'll be starting, I think it's Lucas's route, but anyway. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.